Hi, Carol Fitzgerald here with veganrecipesforhealth.com. I frequent a restaurant and they have, I've told you many times when you're in a restaurant and ordering vegan and they don't have any vegan meals per se, you go to all their entrees and see what they're serving as their sides, and you can make a meal of just sides that they have on hand because they're there with another entree. So this one restaurant that I have gone to had spaghetti squash, and then I saw in another section of the menu black beans, and another section of the menu pico de gallo. So I've ordered that so many times and it's so delicious. Well, I had a taste for it last week and I was going right past that restaurant and I thought, I think I'll stop in and get some spaghetti squash. Well, to my surprise, they were closed permanently. I was so disappointed. So anyway, I went out and bought my own spaghetti squash. This is what it looks like. They're very hard to cut. They have a hard shell, so I had the store cut it for me. And I've already had half of this last night. And when I like something, I tend to eat it a couple days in a row. So I'm going to do this again tonight. And you can see how I do it. It is delicious, and I think you will really like it. So the first thing we're going to do is take all this, and you just get a large spoon and start scraping. It's very hard. So you just keep scraping until you get all the seeds. It's like scraping a pumpkin. Have you ever scraped a fresh pumpkin to get all the seeds out, and then take this pulp that's in here, separate it from the seeds, and then you can roast them. And that's how pumpkin seeds are done. And you probably could do the same thing with these seeds, but I've never done it. So let's get all of this out. And there's the inside of it. And I'm going to use about, a quarter of a cup of water maybe in a cookie sheet. Poured the water in the cookie sheet. And then you put your spaghetti squash in upside down, like so. I'm going to peel this label off before I put it in the oven. And it's ready to go into a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes. Into the oven it goes. And while that's baking, we're going to do something else. Spaghetti squash is in the oven at 350. We're going to prepare the salsa, or pico de gallo, to go with it. So in the essence of time, I've already gone ahead and squeezed the juice out of 2 fresh limes. I had some cilantro in there with it. And then I'm going to add 2 tomatoes and a red onion cut up, a small to medium one. I chopped up some cilantro here and also some green onions. The recipe is 1 full bunch of cilantro, 2 onions. I'm making a smaller batch tonight, so I'm not putting in the entire thing. 2 fresh tomatoes, 1 bunch of green onions, 2 large cans of Rotel original tomatoes, drained, and let's see, 4 limes are juiced, so I'm only putting in 2 limes. So this is the Rotel tomatoes I wanted you to see also. Rotel original tomatoes. And there's a little more seasoning in these, but the fresh tomato is in there also. So now we're going to put this all in the bowl. I'm going to put the tomatoes in there. See, there's peppers in there too, chili peppers. In goes the green onions, tomatoes, salsa, the cilantro and the red onions. And oh my gosh, is this ever delicious on You could put this salsa, which I've done too, over a bean dish or whatever. Let's see, I'm going to put in some salt also, a little sprinkle of salt, and some pepper. I make a wonderful bean dish, and I put this salsa on top of it, and also you could put guacamole with it, which I've done too, but this is so good and it gives it so much flavor. And just mix this together. And then I also have some black beans that I just took out of the can. You can soak your own beans if you want to, but this is just as good. If you get the low sodium black beans, or any kind of bean, but these happen to be black beans. And I'll put it together for you as soon as the spaghetti squash comes out of the oven. It's done. It's out of the oven. I'm going to turn it over now. Take a look at this. And what you do is just take a fork and start shredding. And it's called spaghetti squash because it looks like spaghetti. And I'm not sure, you can go either way with this. I've gone both ways. And it still comes out looking like spaghetti, so we're gonna just put this in a fancy little dish here in a minute, as soon as I get most of it loosened. And we're gonna put this in this little shell dish. And look at this. This is so good. And some people will put marinara sauce on this, or a red meat sauce. I have tried it that way, and I really prefer it like this with beans and salsa. So if you want to put a little bit of salt on that, you can. You don't really need it, but so we've got that in the dish. Now what I'm going to do is top it with beans, like so. And then the last thing is the salsa. Now, doesn't that look like a meal? It's quite full. The dish is a little bit too small, but now time for a taste. Dig deep down into the spaghetti squash, get a little bit of bean and a little bit of salsa. And I don't know if you can see the steam, but it is hot. Delicious. I hope you'll try it. veganrecipesforhealth.com. Visit my website, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you think. Bye now. See you next time.